Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And it's Thursday night, and normally I am live in my Facebook group on Thursday night with a mystery challenge, but life's kind of complicated at the moment, and so I decided I was just going to jump on with a project. And so what I want to show you tonight is a pyramid card. And so I had my team Christmas party a week ago on Friday night, and we made these. I sent everybody a make and take in the mail, and we made these. So I thought that I would show them again. I had an extra kit cut. That's hard to say. And so I thought that I would use it and show you. It's just yeah, they're really pretty to make, and this one is cool in that it actually will fit in a standard envelope to go in the mail. So let me switch over to my desktop and I will show you. Well, I can show you. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Like I said, it's a pyramid card. It opens like this. And I thought I had a magnet on it. Oh, there's the magnet. Yeah, I do have a magnet. My magnets aren't very strong and they don't hold very well. So I think I'd probably, if I can find some vellum buttons, it would be better with vellum. But they stand, so they're decorated on the front and all the sides. And then when you open it up, I've got some stamping and a sentiment on the inside. So these are kind of wow cards, I think, when people get them in the mail. So let me show you how to make it. Hey, Diana and Lynette, Nancy, welcome. All right, this is what I used on it. I've used the Simply Elegant. So this is the Elegantly Said stamp set. The punch that goes with this is the bundle. And then some really pretty, this is the designer, one of the designer series paper from the Simply Elegant. And it's all in black and gold and copper and vanilla, very vanilla. It's really pretty paper. Okay, this is from the annual catalog. All right, so here's my supplies. So the first thing that you need are 3 pieces of cardstock, and these are 4-inch squares. So that's the first thing. So you need 3 4-inch squares. And then you don't actually have to do it like I've done. So I've got 2 layers on my front. I've got a layer of foil, gold foil, and then a layer of the designer series paper. So if you're going to do it that way, what you need are 3 triangular pieces of foil. Now I cut these 3.5-inch squares. So I had to cut 2 3.5-inch squares, and then you cut, just trying to bring these down, you cut them in half on the diagonal. So you ended up with an extra piece. So you need 3 of these triangular pieces that are cut from a 3.5-inch square. So that's those. And then you need 3 of these pieces of designer series paper. Now these were cut from a 3.25-inch square. So if you cut 2 3.25-inch squares and then cut them in half on the diagonal, you will have what you need for this and 1 left over. And then for the inside of your card, you need 3 3/4-inch square cut in half. So you just need 2 of these pieces. And then I have punched out from the foil for using my punch, so a scrap of that. And then this is what I'm going to use to stamp the flower on and cut it out. And then I have some of this is the Simply Elegant trim. It comes in gold and silver. And so I've just cut a piece of that that is probably about 16 inches long or so. All right, let me show you how this goes together. Get my pieces. Okay, so the first thing you do need your trimmer for this. What you're going to do is you're going to score each of these pieces. These are the 4-inch squares of cardstock. You're going to score each of them on the diagonal from point to point. So I just put it in my trimmer, line up the points with the track, and we'll just score each of these pieces. There we go. And so you could do this in a Christmas pattern. you could do it actually any of the designer series paper would be really pretty. You can make them bigger if you want it more as a home decor piece, but I like this size because it actually will fit in a standard envelope. Okay, what you want to do is grab your bone folder and fold these on that score line and give it a good burnish. Looking to see who's commenting, because I can see people commenting, but I can't see, oops, who's commenting. Oh, there we go, Maxine. Hey, Maxine. Hey, Kathleen. So some of my team who actually made this last Friday night are on. That's great. Okay, so we're just going to score each of these in half. All right, so one of them you're going to take, and if you have the score lines straight up and down like that, then these pieces you're going to take so that the score line is on the diagonal, and you're going to line up this straight side with the point up against the score line. So this is my score line in my middle. So you're going to line this up, kind of point to point at the top, and line it up, and you're going to adhere this down. So I'm going to use multi-purpose liquid glue just because I can kind of control where I want it to go. And I'm almost out again, goodness. All right, so then this again lines up point to point at the top and along that score line like that. Press it down. And then this piece the same way. This is the score line along this diagonal. And so we're going to do the same. Line up this point to point. And so I'm just going to put some more glue like that. And this will go point to point down like this. So this is really your card base. And I managed to get some glue there. Let me see if I've got my adhesive. I know Stampin' Up! Doesn't have these anymore, but gosh, they come in so handy. These, they're like an eraser for adhesive. Okay. All right, so this is now your pyramid. So it just kind of folds around itself, and that forms your pyramid base. It's easy to do. Okay, so we're going to turn it over because this is my outside. Now I've got my pieces of designer series paper and foil, and I'm going to adhere the designer series paper to the foil pieces. Like that. Let's see if I can see all the any comments or questions. There we go. So one side of this, this is specialty paper. One side of it is has the foil. Like I said, it's got actually silver, gold, and copper foil. And then the other side is just patterns of different colors. Just so pretty. It's one of those sweets. When I saw this, I went, no, I'm not going to get this. And then I started to see people's projects, and I kind of went, oh. So yeah, I had to get it. And I waited a long time. The punch was on back order for the longest time. It was so popular. So, okay. So I've got these pieces adhered down, and now I can take and put glue on the back. All right. So now these pieces are going to go on the card front, and they will fit right onto each of these triangular. So when you put this together, you're going to put a piece here, here, and here, and then this piece will be covered over when it closes like that. So if you just keep kind of closing your card, you'll figure out where your designer series paper pieces need to be. Goodness, I really am going to have to get my refill glue out. All right, so then this will go like this. Oops. Sit down, and then one more piece. I think that's it. All right, I'm sure I have another glue here. Yes, I do. I have to open it though. There we go. Now watch this come out in a splodge. There we go. Try not to get too much. That's the thing I have the hardest time with the multi-purpose glue. I tend to get it all over my fingers if I get too much. So, all right, so we'll just put that on like that. Okay, so now that's the outside, more or less the outside of a card. So you can see this will close, and I've got designer series paper on each of the sides with the foil. Now let's do some stamping. First of all, let's get rid of my glue. Okay, so I want to do some stamping. These are the pieces that will go on the inside of the cards. So they're just going to adhere on like this. So I'm going to do one of the flowers and the sentiment on the inside of my card. There's the flower. And then a sentiment, and I think I'm going to do the thank you sentiment. And I've got basic gray that I'm going to stamp. Now, one of the hardest things, for me anyway, is trying to figure out how to stamp this, because it's going to sit upright like this. So how do you stamp it so that it's even? I have a hard time with that. So we're just going to stamp and hope it comes out. I'm just going to do it kind of at an angle like that. And then this one, the same. This is going to be the thank you. And I'm just going to kind of stamp it like that. Hopefully it will look fine. And then the last thing I'm going to do is stamp. I hope this is big enough. Oh, just, okay, stamp my flower. I'm going to fussy cut that out just using my paper snips. Okay. All right. So let's put these down. So we made one of these as part, if you were part of the Whimsy and Wonder stamp camp that we did through the Creativity Abounds group in September. Helen Jennings from the UK actually demonstrated, actually she didn't, one of the projects was one of these, but it was a much larger one, but it's great for home decor. So you can make it much bigger and just sit it on your mantle, say at Christmas time or whatever. So I'm actually just going to fussy cut around this. There is no dies for this. It only came with the punch. So I'm just going to fussy cut around the flower for the front of my card. Doesn't take too long. So when you're fussy cutting, make sure you're steering with the hand the opposite hand that has the scissors. So you hold the scissors in one hand and you steer with the other hand. That's the trick to fussy cutting. Okay, so I've got my label that I punched out. So I'm going to adhere this flower onto the label with a couple of dimensionals. Like that. Now, this is the trim, again, in the gold. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to wrap it around, loosely wrap it around my fingers. Now I've pinched the ends, these are the two ends, and then I'm going to pinch it together like that. And I'm just going to take some Stampin' Seal, and if I can get it out, let's get my Stampin' Seal started. There we go. I use it so rarely. I don't know. I've completely switched up to the liquid glue. All right, so now I've got some Stampin' Seal on there, and I'm just going to press that down, and so I get some loops at the top and bottom, or on the side towards the sides, and then some more dimensionals. And this will now go on the front like that. Oops. Like that. So this is done. I'm going to wait until I can get some of the little Velcro buttons that you can get. I think you can get them at the dollar store, rather than the magnets that I have that just don't hold very well, like this one. So I do have little magnets on here, but they really are just barely holding this card together. In fact, not very well at all. So yeah, I'm going to wait on this one, but you can use, what you could do is actually just tie some ribbon around here and then tie a bow so it would hold together. Or if you've got magnets that are stronger, or Velcro buttons. So you just put one on each side, and then that will hold your pyramid together, as opposed to mine, like this one. It's what you want, is it held together. All right. Isn't that pretty? Wouldn't you like to get one of these in the mail? I would. I just think they're so pretty, and they're just such fun to make. Okay, Velcro buttons at the dollar store, Maxine. Yeah, I thought that I had at one point got some, and now I can't find them. So it never fails that when you actually want them, you can't find them. All right, so that's the pyramid 3D card. I will be posting this on a blog post, and I'll have all the written instructions if you need them, probably in the next week or so. So stay tuned for that. If you're coming in through YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get notified. If you're coming in through Facebook, you will get notified because I'm able to do announcements on both my Facebook page and Facebook group of when I'm going live. Yes, actually, that would make a really cute ornament. You could actually just not make it in a card. You could adhere all the sides together and then run a ribbon up through the top of it and hang it from your tree. What an amazing idea, Kathleen. Yes, there you go. I'll let you make one, and you can all show us how to do that. That would be so much fun. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. As I said, it's been a little crazy around here, and my schedule's a bit disrupted at the moment. So I will be live at 10 a.m. Pacific on Saturday morning with a project, and then at 12 noon on Sunday. 12 noon Sunday Pacific is my regular time, but I'm usually live at 11 a.m. So it'll be 10 a.m. on Saturday, and 12 noon on Sunday. I will be holding my Zoom class on Monday night, which I normally do at 7 o'clock Pacific. So if you're able to join me on that, and then the rest of the week is I won't be live. So yeah, so I'll be a bit disjointed and off and on through the end of next week. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.